I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test, part 239, Notable British Artists, part 3, which is on the page 83, while doing wrist training, and if you participate in wrist training, but this is your own risk. We already had 6 or so let's try if we get all of them, or more importantly, but not with a 7th one, we'll all scatter them apart and at the beginning. We're having Thomas Gainsborough, the geese, so he was making portraits of people in garden and landscape areas. Country and garden landscape and garden areas. David Allen, the origin of painting. He made portraits, and one of his portraits is the origin of painting. Was it a portrait? Most famous work. But is it a portrait? Because I don't know if A Young Person's Guide to Orchestra, A Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra by Benjamin Britten is a music piece or a book. Oh, what is it? So David Allen, whatever. His most famous work is The Origin of Painting. I don't even know what it is. Joseph Turner, he turns around to make a 360-degree portrait of a landscape. So he was enlarging the prestige of landscape painting. And John Constable, you have to be constability, to walk along the border between Suffolk and Essex, where Durham Vale is, which he painted, and which is one of his most famous works of landscape of it. And the pre-river leads were Holman, I think it was Holman Hunt, that was something like Holman Hunt, Dante Rossetti, and Sir John Miles. Maybe. And they were detailed in bright colors, doing religious themed and literary themes, or based on religious themes and literary themes, doing paintings. Detailed pictures on religious, yes, and literary themes. And with Sir John Miles, it's 2 Miles. Milan is written with 1. It's Milano in Italian, and that's also with 1, I think. Milan in English. And then we had Sir John Lavery, we have with R and Y, so it's royal family. He made portraits, for example, of a royal family, Sir John Lavery, and Henry Moore, the H, so was doing sculptors with 2 legs. Probably we don't know it, we have no picture, but the sculptor has probably 2 legs. And he was doing of sculptors, and they were very large, so he was making abstract, large bronze sculptors. Now we're having John Petts, so new. John Petts was a Welsh artist, best known for his engravings and stained glass. I cannot imagine if you're asking who is famous for doing engraved glass and engravings, or whatever it was. Engravings and stained glass. There would be something interesting. Is this book just written by third people to prepare for the test, which is independent of that book? Or is the book dependent on is the test dependent on the book? Because there are technically maybe hundreds of people who were doing engravings in stained glass. Now it's written by the Home Office or something. But I think the test is independent from this. They just know what is in the test and writing the book, but I don't think the book is dependent on that. John Petts. He made engravings in stained glass. Can you remember that? Pat is the wrong word. Pat against the window. You knock against the window. But you can throw pebbles against the window. The idea of using pebbles is that the glass does not break. If someone is there that they are not hurt. Let's not take this. John Petts. Did he have a pet? I don't know how we can remember John Petz. Maybe it's like we did it with. I can't do it the other way around. David Allen. We're doing now a bit wrist training, and if you participate in wrist training, that is at your own risk. Having your arms stable next to us, hands from the fists. And we're bringing the fists down and again up. And we're having 3 rules. Rule number 1. If there's pain, we're stopping immediately. Rule number 2. We're going only as fast as we can cope with a little bit of effort. And rule number 3 is that we're not overdoing it. So how about one more time? Now the same exercise, very similar. Hands from the fist next to us, and we bring them to the inside and to the outside. And we're doing it now one last time. To the outside and to the inside. Next exercise, flat hands next to us, and we bring these flat hands up and again down. And up and again down. That is the pancake flipper. No, one last time. Up and again down. We skipped an exercise, we're going to do it now for the magician. Flat hands, and we bring these flat hands to the inside and to the outside. And we're still having our 3 rules. The first one is that we're stopping immediately as soon as we feel pain. The second one is that we are going only as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort. And the third one, we're not overdoing it. We're doing less than we are capable of. And the last time to the outside. And to the inside. Now we quit Dinkeler. No, let's talk a bit more about David Allen and John Petz. Petz is written with a double T, like glass with a double S, but pebbles are written with a double B. So I don't know. John Petz. Lucian Freud was a German-born British artist. He's known for his portraits. Will that be the question? Who is known for his portraits? And then we should answer Lucian Freud. They can't be serious. But I was just thinking about, we're talking all the time about art, and we're having not a single piece of art here. So technically the book is also art, but it goes on with art, and even more art. And poetry, at least there's a bit poetry read. But we're never seeing art, we're just talking about it. But having at least, I remember there was one picture, Tate Modern, the space to the former. Is that the name? How about some indication which is the name? Tate Modern, I know it's the name because we use it here, but I don't understand if the name is Tate Britain and Tate Modern, or it's Tate Britain and Tate Modern. And now we're having Tate Modern is based in the former Bankside power station in Central London. Let's try to understand that sentence without. Tate Modern is based in the former Bankside power station, in the former Bankside power station. In the former Bankside power station. It is the Bankside power station. It is the power station which is at the Bankside of a Thames. So here's the picture. Okay, that is in London. So the river is probably the Thames. And the sides of the river are called Bankside. And the whole thing looks a bit like a power station. So like there was electricity done. Or made. Is electricity made? I don't know. Just for the definition. So Tate Modern is based. Does someone use the term based for saying it is where? It is based where. Yes, it is based where. It is where. Is based. It has its base. Tate Modern. So the name is Tate Modern. Who Who's Tate and why is there Tate Britain and a Tate Modern? Tate Modern is based on the former Bankside Power Station. I think that was actually the name, not on the former Bankside Power Station, but I think it's actually the name, Bankside Power Station. So there were power stations, and one had the name Hill Power Station, another one had Valley Power Station, and then it was the Bankside Power Station. I think that is the name, Bankside Power Station. All these things, they have oftentimes pretty simple names. So just Bankside Power Station, and that is in central London. So the Tate Modern, which is a museum, why is it called Tate Modern? I don't want to talk about it before I know what it means. Maybe it has really a meaning, but maybe you want to allow me to say one thing. But in a way, I want to know first, why using modern? Half of the name consists out of modern. It's not really a name, but it's a description for something. It's just not a beautiful sound to have modern in a name. You can have old and new or something like that, but when in the beginning, like New York or something like that, but Take Modern, and then modern, it's like calling, I don't know, I understand also the other name. What does principality mean? Principality Stadium. Does it mean it is principality? I heard the name Principality Stadium actually quite a lot for stadiums, Principality. No, I did not, it was municipal. But I heard both, I think, Principality and Municipal. There are many stadiums in the world. I'm just wondering, Tate Modern, it doesn't sound beautiful. Sorry to say, but it doesn't sound beautiful. I don't know what it means. Maybe if I would know what it means. But you can't make, and it's also the word with more letters. And it's just a description for what it is, Tate Modern. Imagine you have a Tower Modern. Maybe there is a Tower Modern somewhere, or Palace Modern. Is there any product sold within the title Modern? The new car Modern? And the car model, the name is Modern? Lucian Freud, he was a German painter, a German artist, and he is best known for his portraits, Lucian Freud. And the last one, David Hockney, born 1937, was an important contributor to the pop art movement of the 1960s and continues to be influential today. So David Hockney, as that what you should know about the trends in British art, was an important contributor to the pop art movement of the 1960s. Just based on this book, we have no idea what the pop art movement is. But we know that David Hockney contributed to it, and he is still today influential. So we're not going to do anything new anymore. We're going to finish now with this training. If you're here for architecture, then you can just go to the next part. We are doing the triangle of castle architects, both hands and fists out, and we're bringing them to the inside. And we're going to stay stand, and up. And to the outside, and down, to the inside, and to the outside, and down, and to the outside, and up, and to the inside. And the crab anchors to fever, hand next to us, let hand form to a fist. We bring the fist down and we're pressing for moderate force against it. Careful. And from the outside, a little pulling. From the top, a bit pressing. And from the bottom. Now with the other hand, hand form to a fist, a bit down and press from the outside, the inside. And on from the outside, from the top, and from the bottom, we're just doing the relaxation exercise. We can with moderate force out of the middle part of the down arm. So, I thank you very much, and until the next part 2, architecture.